Hi, my name's Shola Kaye. I'm a public speaking coach based in London, and my business is called Speak Up Like a Diva, or sometimes Speak Up and Shine. And today I want to talk about why I and why many other coaches don't sell single sessions. Just recently, I was running a workshop, and when I was advertising that workshop around, I came across, or someone came across me and decided that she wanted to work with me. She got into contact and we had a chat, and she was very happy about proceeding with coaching, in particular because she worked in corporate, was feeling that she could do more with her voice, she could speak up more and hopefully be promoted into a higher position, and was very keen to do something about it. But when I said that I sell my public speaking coaching in groups of sessions rather than one by one, something stopped her and she became a little bit reluctant. And what I wanted to do is talk or just share a little bit about why I think and why so many other coaches think it's important to work in groups of sessions rather than one by one. And I want to share three reasons with you. Now, first of all, and to my mind, the most important of all, is that I want clients who are committed to change. And I want people who are committed to putting the effort in to really get from where they are to where they can see themselves being. Because anybody who contacts a coach can see some potential for themselves. They can see some change, they can see something bigger and more exciting. And what tends to happen is they'll contact a coach and they'll embark on this journey. And then for some people, not all by any means, but for some, life starts to get in the way. Maybe they're an accountant and it's year end and they've got to do a lot of extra work. Maybe there's some overtime. Maybe something happens with the children. But life gets in the way, and what seemed like a bright and shiny and exciting goal suddenly seems like it's a lot of hard work and it's something that can be delayed. Now, by making a commitment to work with a coach over a series of sessions in a period of time, that ensures that life, might knock on the door, but it doesn't get in the way per se, because that coach is there to hold you to the ideal, to the exciting future that you could see for yourself. And sometimes you need somebody external, you need somebody else to make that happen for you, to just hold up that light and keep saying, hey, this is what you wanted. Are you sure you want to stop now? So when a client is committed to just one session at a time, it's so easy for them to just think, oh, okay, I'll just stop this now. I don't want to carry on because life has got in the way, and for them to just forget that vision of what they had for themselves. Now, the second reason is because often it takes time to get real results. And quite frequently with public speaking coaching, you could work with somebody on a presentation, and that presentation is like night and day compared to when they first came along for the coaching. But it could still go further. You could work on the person's delivery, you could work on the person's message. There's so much more that could come out of that coaching. And by making a series to committing to a series of sessions, that client is much more guaranteed that they're going to get the full results rather than just sort of partial results. Because I come across people like this sometimes where they'll say, oh, well, I tried so-and-so and it didn't work. And you say, well, how much did you try it for? How long did you try it for? Oh, I just tried it for, one session or for one presentation. Okay, sometimes things require more than one attempt to get them right. And in the same way, it's important for people to commit to, getting those results and be there to go the distance to get the results that they want. And then the third reason, and there are more, but the third reason I'm going to share, and the final one, is that as a coach, I like to build a relationship with my clients. When people have issues around public speaking or around finding their voice, they're often sharing quite intimate details of their backgrounds, of um, issues that have come up for them in the past. I was working with a client a few weeks ago, and it was the first session, and we were having a chat about this person's history, and they started crying. And this was a man who's in his sort of 60s probably, and he wasn't sort of weeping or anything, but tears as memories came back to him. There were tears, and these were sort of cleansing tears, I guess. But he'd got in touch with a story that he'd forgotten, and by the end of our session, he realised that this story would be pivotal in the keynote speeches that he intends to deliver, because this story really underpins part of his journey and where he is now. How he got from there to where he is now in his career. And it was sort of the I guess the sensitivity of that moment that allowed him to access those memories. But that was within the context of us having an ongoing relationship as coach and coachee. If we had only booked one session, I'm not sure if he'd have had that same experience, because perhaps he'd be thinking, all right, I've just got to get the most I can from this 1 hour. I don't have much time. I want to, let's move on, rather than feeling like he had a bit of time and space to think about things and to access those emotions. And that moving at a certain pace allows the client and the the client and the coach to build a relationship. And it's that relationship that often is the thing that kind of brings the client through when they're hitting a bit of a low, or they're struggling a bit with a presentation, or with any kind of coaching really. So they could be struggling with some aspects of the coaching, and it's the relationship with the coach that will help to get them through past the rough spots and onto towards this shiny vision. And so there are 3 reasons why I think it's so important, in my business, and as I say, many coaches work in terms of packages. And that's why I think it's so important to work with people over a period of time rather than one session. You might think otherwise. You might think, okay, well, I just need one session with somebody, and then I know that they can solve that problem or help me to move forward. And if that's the case, brilliant. You will find a coach out there who will just give you a 1 hour session. But that's not the way I work. So I hope that is a useful little video for you to understand a little bit about why many coaches don't do one session at a time. And, we want you to be committed to yourself. We want you to get the full results that you can get, which really only come over a period of time. And also we want to build a relationship with you as the client so that you feel that you trust us and you can really, let yourself go to those places where you have to be a bit vulnerable. And especially in public speaking, you do have to be vulnerable in front of an audience. So if you can't be vulnerable in front of your coach, it's going to be harder still to be vulnerable in front of an audience. So I hope that helps. If you are interested in getting some one-to-one coaching with me, please do use my contact form or go onto my website, drop me an email and let me know, and we can set up a call. What I'll first of all do is give you a quick questionnaire to fill out so we're on the same page, and so that the time we spend together on our call is even more effective and we can decide if it's the right thing to work together. Hope that makes sense, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care.